Hi, and welcome to Rose's Cafe. Today we are going to make Kalderetang Manok or chicken Caldereta. Now, Caldereta is a meat dish, a sort of a stew. It was originally made with goat meat, but it has been modified through time to be made with chicken or pork or beef as well. So today we're going to use chicken because I couldn't find any goat meat down at the grocery store. The word Caldereta is Spanish. It derives from caldera or cauldron. So this recipe is of Spanish origin, and in the Philippines it's been modified somewhat to suit the local taste. Here are the ingredients. We have the vinegar, garlic, freshly ground black peppercorns, and salt. That we're going to use to make a marinade. Here is the boneless, skinless chicken breast cut into bite-sized pieces. We're going to marinate the chicken in these ingredients in a big bowl for about 2 hours before we go any further. I'm using the boneless, skinless chicken breast as a concession to most American preferences. If you'd like to make this recipe more authentic Filipino, I would suggest you use whole chicken parts, such as chicken legs, chicken thighs, and such, with the skin and bones still very much available. This will probably add more flavor to the dish. On the other hand, Americans typically would rather not deal with the bone and skin and that sort of thing in a stew or soup dish. So the choice is yours. Other ingredients that will join the party at various times will be potatoes, a can of green peas, a couple of sliced green onions, a can of tomato sauce. We're going to have some oil to saute all this stuff in, a couple of chopped jalapeno peppers, chili peppers, any kind of hot pepper will do for this, a chopped onion, a can of liver spread, a very small can of black olives. You can use green olives or no olives at all if you wish. Some hot pepper sauce, whatever your favorite brand is, and some grated cheddar cheese. For the first step, in a suitable sized bowl, add the marinade ingredients: the vinegar, the minced garlic, the salt to taste, maybe a teaspoon or two, and your black peppercorns. And you want to mix that well, and then add the chicken. Mix that well too so that the chicken's all coated. Something like that. Now we'll just place the bowl into the fridge where it will stay for about 2 hours. Now the chicken's been marinating for 2 hours, so let's continue, shall we? Now we have several steps to follow, and each step is meant to contribute to the overall flavor and texture of our dish. So it's important to try to follow this as closely as possible. Notice that I have all of my ingredients set at the ready, waiting to follow through with all the steps of the recipe. I've added my oil to a large pot, gotten it nice and hot, and now I'm frying the potatoes until they're done. Now our potatoes are brown, so we will take them out and set aside on a plate for a while. Now we will remove the chicken from the marinade and leave the marinade in the bowl and saute the chicken for a little while. Now we want to just briefly cook the chicken, not really till it's fully done, just until it starts to be pretty much universally white. The chicken has cooked for a couple of minutes, so now we'll just remove it from the pot and set it aside. Now at this point we should have maybe a couple tablespoons of oil in the pot, and we're going to saute the onions. Once the onions become soft and translucent, you want to scoop out the remains of the minced garlic and ground black pepper and add that to the pot. Now we're going to add back the already partially cooked chicken. Now after about a minute or so, we'll add back the rest of the marinade from the bowl. Now that the chicken is simmered for a few minutes, we're going to add our can of tomato sauce and the green bell pepper. And mix that up good, and we're going to turn the heat down to about medium. Now we've got those ingredients to a simmer, so we're going to add the hot peppers. In case you haven't noticed, Caldereta is going to be a rather heat-intensive dish. You know, you can forego using the hot peppers if you don't like that. Now the meat is almost done, so we're going to add the liver spread. Once that's well mixed, you're going to add back the potatoes that you've already browned earlier, the peas, and the olives. And we want that to simmer till we're pretty sure everything is just about done. And now for the last touch, we're going to add the cheese and the hot sauce, and you can skip that if you prefer, but that'll just give it a little extra kick. We're going to stir that until the cheese is nicely melted. And here's the finished product. It should be served warm over rice. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back next week at Rose's Cafe. Bye now.